You talked about agreeing to terms. And I think one of the things that can be frustrating for us in our position is when the ESI order is already in place and there are some things that have been done and already agreed to by opposing party and the court that may not be efficient. That could involve search terms, that could involve email threading or other items. What else do you see there?
Backing up to my point, never agree to anything before testing. But if you do, you need to find providers that don't look at a data set presented as the starting point for batching and document review workflows. You need to find a team that will dive in and give you some further analysis. There's always content clusters, file types, document characteristic markers you can use to either triage data, exclude data defensively, or prioritize. And to help support that, I've got a ESI negotiation checklist that I raise every time there's a new matter conversation. We talk about things that can impact eDiscovery, time, expense, burden, and help our clients walk into those negotiations with purpose and confidence towards the outcomes they need.
Correct.
So we've gotten some good traction there, and certainly from an ROI perspective, it pays for itself.
Yeah, great.
One thing I'm doing right now on a case with search terms is it's exactly, I don't know if you know about this, Joey, but these are search terms that have already agreed upon on a matter that we're working on. There's 12 search strings. Each search string, or most of the search strings, consist of 50 or more terms separated by an or. That's one term, right? So we obviously ran that because that's what they're asking for. But what I also did was I split them up into individual terms, and it ended up being one term was bringing back 99% of the documents. So we give our clients a little bit more insight to say, hey, your search terms are not great, right? There's one particular term, they're looking for a first name, right? Not a great idea. But we can go back to the client and say, hey, by the way, this is the reason why you have 100,000 documents, not these other terms.
Yeah.
No surprise, Vinny, right? That's an old trick of the trade. You vary a very general term in a longer string, and it hides the ball a bit. So splitting them up's the right thing.
Aside from email threading, what are other overlooked analytics tools? Vinny, you want to take a crack at that?
Yeah, sure. So let's first talk about what those tools are. So when we're talking about analytics, specifically in relativity and specifically structured analytics or conceptual analytics, we have email threading. We have near duplicate identification. We have foreign language identification. We have repeated content filters. We have active learning. We have clusters. For me, another big one, I'm not going to go into active learning, but another big one for me is categorization. So we're working on a very large second request right now. It's been going on for a few months. They're into depositions right now. The database consists of almost entirely of opposing or third-party productions. We're talking about 6 million documents in here. 2 law firms are involved. So what we did is we set up categorization on all of the documents. I think we just ran it on 5 million documents 2 weeks ago. And what it does is we're able to take the coding that the attorneys have done for both hot and issues, so 2 different categorization sets. And we have really good example documents of what's a hot document and what's one of the 15 issues that we have. So we take the coding from those documents and we apply it to the rest of the population, the 5 million documents. So one, the categorization gives each document what it thinks the issues are, as well as a rank. So what we did was we batched out for review. And keep in mind, they still have to review everything, but they just want to look at the documents that are going to be most important to them. So we batched out all of the 90+% rankings for these issues, and that has really saved them a lot of time. I've gotten a lot of good feedback from the client saying, these are really good documents. And I said, they're really good documents because you gave us good example documents. So it's not like magic here, right? You have to do the work to find those documents, and it will in turn find you what you're looking for. So I think it's a very overlooked tool that you can use. Categorization is good too, because unlike active learning where it's a binary choice, typically it's positive, negative, or responsive, not responsive, categorization offers multiple choice. So you can have multiple issues being categorized for one document.